The commencement ceremony itself calls for dignity and decorum. We would ask you to please silence your phones now. This is one of the greatest days of our graduates' lives, and for them, your family, friends, and all of the attendees, we request cooperation with turning your phones on silent now. Please rise if you are able.
afternoon. The Dickinson School of Law was founded in 1834 to prepare students of law thoroughly for the practice of their profession and to afford others the means of such general instruction in the science of law as is deemed indispensable to every Finnish scholar and useful to every American citizen. This company has been convened to confer scholastic degrees. By direction of the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University and the faculty of Penn State Dickinson Law, I declare this convocation open. If able, would everyone please remain standing as the national anthem plays?
Be seated, but you may not be quiet. So I understand you all got the memo. While we are in this decadent hall, there is no reason for us to be demure. We are here celebrating our people. So I want you to act like it. That is not nearly loud enough, nor is it long enough. Well done, well done. I expect that to be carried forward through the entire ceremony. So when I hear, where's Blessed? Blessed? Okay. Where's that Jamaican flag? Okay. All right. I saw some 2025 pictures over here. Throw them up. Who else has got something? Who else has got something? Show it to me. Okay. See? Yep. Okay. Yeah. See? Right, because we want the folks on Monday to still hear what we did this weekend. Okay? So that's your assignment. All right. Because I'm old, here we go. I don't need to actually read this part. This is a bittersweet day for the administration and for the faculty and for the staff. We have the distinguished honor of passing the baton of our colleagues to those who await them in the legal profession. It's bittersweet because you feel like you are losing people to the world. And there is pain in that, but there's also pride in that. And I want every graduate to know that I love you, your faculty loves you, your staff, colleagues love you. You always have a place to come back to if you need us. We are here for you. I want to ask you, class of 2025, to stand up and thank all these people who got you here and to applaud them for that. That's right, keep it coming. You got the memo. So I am very pleased as the Dean of Penn State Dickinson Law. You don't need to know my name. All you need to know is that this is happening. I am very pleased to welcome you to the commencement ceremony of the LLM and the JD degree recipients of Penn State Dickinson Law's class of 2025. That's for y'all. I congratulate each and every one of you personally on the extraordinary, don't shush those babies. Let those babies cry. This is not that kind of party. I want to personally commend you for your extraordinary achievement, the one we are celebrating today, the successful completion of the demands and the rigor of law school. As lawyers, you are going to enjoy a unique opportunity to contribute to justice and the social good. And you can be sure, you can absolutely be sure, your law school is going to take great pride in what you do, your achievements, your efforts, your successes. But if you have need, if you face challenge, you have a home to come back to. I'd also like to congratulate all of the family members and friends who are with us today in person, and to those who are watching this ceremony online. I know, as each of you know, that it is the love that you show to your graduate, the unwavering support that has helped to get them here today. I believe in what we have done as a community. I trust you as I would trust any other competent, caring, and empathetic lawyer, because this is our ethos at Penn State Dickinson Law. So I congratulate you. We are also honored to have with us today several local officials. I'd like to ask them to please rise and be recognized as their names are read. Good friend, alumnus, the Honorable Sean Schultz, who graduated in the class of 2003. He is the mayor of the borough of Carlisle. The Honorable Patty Kim, Pennsylvania State Senator, Senate District 15. We have with us today Cumberland County Commissioner Jean Fasci. Ryan Unger joins us, who is President and CEO of Harrisburg Regional Chamber and Capital Region Economic Development Corporation. And straight from the We Are House, Dr. David M. Caleo Perez, Chancellor, Penn State, Harrisburg. We are. I want to take a little bit of a decanal privilege to say that you are the inaugural class graduating in this auspicious house. It is absolutely stunning. It is a beautiful venue, and I feel so privileged to be able to have this as your memory of your graduation. So I want to thank our staff who made this possible. Please give Kayleen Faircloth, Giselle Santabanya-Esbanya, all of the Office of Academic and Student Services who made this possible. This is a beautiful venue. Thank you for preparing it for us. Finally, let's get to business. Today I have the privilege of introducing our LLM student speaker, Ama Oduma Anand. Ms. Anand was selected by her classmates to deliver remarks. She is a proud member of the LLM Penn State Dickinson Law class, and she came to us having practiced law for 4 years in Ghana, concentrating on concentrating on property law litigation, family law and trust, regulatory compliance, and corporate and commercial transactions. At Penn State Dickinson Law, Ama Oduma Anand concentrated her studies on cybersecurity and information technology law. Please welcome Ms. Anand to the stage.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, staff and faculty present, friends and family who are here to support us, and our invited guests. I am honored to speak on behalf of my class, which is not your typical law school graduating class. Many of us arrived here shaped by different worlds. We are from law firms, courtrooms, advocacy organizations, and government services. Some of us came from human rights missions and boardrooms and policy roundtables. Indeed, some of us came straight from law school, and many more returned to the classroom after long years of law practice. We brought with us real-world experiences, hard-earned wisdom, and a bit of doubt about footnotes and final exams. We came from different countries, carrying different passports, shaped by different legal systems, but we found shared language in the law. Together we debated everything from cyber sovereignty to international bankruptcy law to climate justice and constitutional reform. We've navigated international legal framework by day and wrestled with Blue Book citations by night. The past year hasn't just expanded our minds, it has stretched our viewpoints, tested our stamina, and reminded us how humbling it is to be students again. But through the long readings, the tough classes, the group project, and the cafe conversations, we found community. We found clarity. And for some of us, perhaps we found a new sense of purpose. My name is Ama Oduma Anan, and I'm a licensed attorney from Ghana, West Africa. I was born and raised in Agona Swedro, a commercially vibrant town situated in Ghana's central region. In my early years of life, as electronic transactions became more common, I witnessed a shift, an influx in online fraud and digital deception, particularly among young people seeking quick gains. These activities went unchecked, not necessarily because of lack of concern, but due to the absence of effective regulatory and enforcement mechanisms. What troubled me most was not just the actions themselves, but the normalization of such deception in the absence of accountability. The rapid technological change, coupled with inadequate legal frameworks, sparked what began as a concern and grew into a deep conviction that the law can and must serve as a force for order, fairness, and responsible innovation. My pursuit of legal education has been shaped by this belief, rooted in my hometown, but reflective of challenges communities face around the world. This conviction guided every step of my academic and professional journey. After earning my bachelor's degree from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi, I pursued a Bachelor of Laws, LLB, from the University of London, United Kingdom. I then completed my professional law course at Ghana School of Law, passed the bar exam, and was admitted to the Ghanaian bar as a licensed attorney in 2020. Although I had practiced law before joining the LLM program, I felt a strong desire to grow, to broaden my understanding of cybersecurity law and expand my professional horizon. Barely 8 months after marrying the love of my life, I made the challenging decision to leave home and pursue a Master of Laws LLM at Penn State Dickinson Law. This choice came with its own challenges: loneliness, cultural adjustment, and financial strain. But it was one I made with the unwavering support of my husband and my family. In many African communities, particularly within some Ghanaian cultures, it's unconventional and often discouraged for a newly married woman to travel abroad alone in search of further education. Yet I followed my conviction, knowing the importance of this opportunity. While the journey was not without its moments of doubt, I found strength in perseverance and in the inclusive, welcoming community at Penn State Dickinson Law. I am profoundly grateful to Dean Conway and her family for helping me navigate my life in Carlisle. To Dr. Anthony Ogden, Director of Graduate and International Programs, whose support affirmed that I belonged and my success in journey matter. To Assistant Professor Angela Dean, whose research inspired me to pursue my dreams fearlessly. and to Kaylin Faircloth, who always was ready to respond to my numerous questions and emails. Finally, I'm grateful to our esteemed faculty for their guidance and encouragement, which I trust all my mates have benefited throughout this academic journey. This journey has not only enriched my knowledge, but has also deepened my resilience, broadened my worldview, and reaffirmed my commitment of effecting meaningful change through law. Today, I'm honored to stand before you as the representative of the LLM class of 2025, a diverse and exceptional group of legal professionals from Indonesia, United States, Kenya, Uganda, Pakistan, India, Ghana, and Saudi Arabia. In many ways, the journeys of my classmates mirror my own. Each of us arrived with big dreams and quiet uncertainties, ready to embrace the unknown in pursuit of something greater. Together, we have navigated unfamiliar systems, adapted to new cultures, and found comfort in bonds we formed. There is an Akan saying which goes, Nyansapo was sanino bajemba, which is loosely interpreted in English as, it takes wisdom to untie a complex knot. This past year, we have faced our own knots, moments of uncertainties, complexities, and challenges. Yet, it was not with brute strength that saw us through, but thoughtfulness, patience, and the courage to learn. Wisdom, we have come to understand, is not about having all the answers, but embracing the journey of untangling each question, one knot at a time. The LLM class is a remarkable blend of backgrounds and experience, and together we have woven our diverse experiences into a shared understanding of the law's power to shape societies. Each of us here has been enriched by the journeys and lessons of our peers. We've learned to celebrate not only the differences, but also the shared ideals and the pursuit of justice, the value of integrity, and the belief that the law can be a tool of empowerment. In a world which is often prizes individualisms and division, our class stood as a proof of power of diversity, not as a slogan, but a lived reality. Every accent, every perspective, every lived experience added a new thread to the fabric we've woven together. Today, we do not just live here with our LLM degrees, we live with a broader vision of justice and our role in shaping it. So as we step back into our professional world, or into the new ones we now feel ready to enter, let's carry forward what this year has taught us, that law in any language still matters. As we leave this chapter behind, let us not forget what brought us here, not just our ambitions, but our convictions. The conviction that the law can heal divisions, correct injustice, and offer hope where it's most needed. Whether we return to the courtrooms, to the policy roundtables, even to classrooms or back into our communities, let's carry with us not only the knowledge we've gained, but also empathy, humility, courage, and what this journey demanded of us. We are no longer strangers brought together by circumstance. We are peers, co-travelers, and in many ways, family. And though we may be scattered across continents again, I believe the thread that connected us will continue to grow stronger through collaborations, shared advocacy, and the values we carried forward. So to my class, the LLM class of 2025, thank you for being part of my knot. May we all go forth and be the wisdom that helps others untie theirs. Congratulations, and may the road ahead rise to meet you. Thank you.
Well done, and we follow those inspirational words with the introduction of our commencement speaker. Catherine A. Christian, currently a partner in the New York City law firm Liston Abramson, is a highly experienced trial lawyer with more than 30 years of public service in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and is a prominent leader within the New York legal community. Attorney Christian graduated from Hofstra University with a Bachelor of Arts degree in political science. She's a proud Penn State Dickinson Law class of 1988 alumni. She began her legal career in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office under the legendary Robert M. Morgenthau. Her experience includes several decades of trial and investigative experience, including felony and homicide jury trials at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and the Office of the New York City Special Narcotics Prosecutor. She has held various leadership positions, including Special Assistant District Attorney for External Affairs, Senior Trial Counsel, Director of Legal Staff Training, and Chief of the Elder Abuse Unit. She has supervised the investigation and prosecution of thousands of cases involving crimes against elderly victims, as well as complex cases involving financial fraud, long-term wiretap investigations of multi-defendant international criminal organizations, and reviewed wrongful conviction cases. During her incredible career, Attorney Christian has served as assistant counsel for the New York State Commission of Investigation, where she investigated cases involving corruption, fraud, and mismanagement of public funds and officials. She also served as the youngest and the first African American and only second woman president of the New York County Lawyers Association. Attorney Christian is a member of the New York Appellate Division First Department's Attorney Grievance Committee and Character and Fitness Committee. She has co-chaired the New York State Bar Association's task force on the modernization of criminal practice and is a legal analyst for both MSNBC and NBC News. Please join me in welcoming attorney Catherine A. Christensen to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Conway, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, graduates, and your friends and family. Wave that flag again. What country is that? Okay. Okay. This is an honor, truly an honor for me to address all of you, but especially you graduates. In 1985, 40 years ago, I walked into Trickett Hall, which is still there, I think, and I began my 1L year. And then 3 years later, 3 years of a fantastic legal education, I was at a graduation ceremony like you are. And I'm just going to deviate from my prepared remarks for a minute. When I graduated in 1988, there were 3 people in my class that looked like me. Me, Sonia Walwyn, and Bob White. That was it, if you know what I'm talking about. And it's so pleasing for me to look at the faces here and see such diversity. And the faculty, it was a great faculty, but they were all great. They also were all white. Nothing wrong with that, but I came in here this morning and I told Dean Conway this. I actually was going with honor and pleasure to see the diversity in the faculty. So a lot has happened in 40 years, and I think it's great. Now, when I was asked to give remarks, I tried to remember who my commencement speaker was, and I had no memory. So I reached out to my classmate and my first year roommate, Lorene Burkett, and said, do you have any memory who was our commencement speaker? And she remembered instantly because, one, her father did the invocation, Reverend Burkett. I completely forgot that. And the commencement speaker was the then FBRA director, William Sessions. I won't be insulted if years from now you won't have any memory of me either. So that's okay. In all candor, I did not decide what I would say until 2 weeks ago. It was April 29th to be exact. And on that day, I read a brief that was filed by 1,129 law students and 51 law student organizations in support of plaintiff's motion for summary judgment. The plaintiff is the law firm of Sussex Godfrey, LLP, and the defendant is the executive office of the president. And I should note that several Penn State Dickinson Law students signed this, and the Penn State Dickinson Law American Constitutional Society also signed this brief. The last 2 sentences of the brief gave me pause and gave me my message for you today. And I'll read it now. One might wonder whether law even will matter when amici graduate, which begs the question, if law doesn't matter, why should anyone become a lawyer in the first place? After I read that, I said, okay, I'm going to have to respond, and this is the best place to respond. Law does matter, and why should anyone become a lawyer in the first place? I'll tell you why. Because lawyers are the most important professionals in society, in our democracy. I'm a fan of doctors and CPAs, especially my own, but it is the lawyer who ensures the fair administration of justice in our society. Lawyers ensure the rule of law. Lawyers speak truth to power. Lawyers stand up and fight, yes, fight, and fight for people who can't do it for themselves. Lawyers fight for unpopular causes and unpopular clients. Lawyers are actually ethically obligated under rules of professional conduct in any jurisdiction to be zealous advocates for their clients. The Sixth Amendment in our Constitution guarantees the right to counsel in criminal prosecutions. The Supreme Court has ruled that that should be effective assistance of counsel. As a former prosecutor and as an attorney who now represents people who are charged with crimes, I understand and appreciate the great importance of the Sixth Amendment's right to counsel guarantee. As a Black woman, I understand the importance of the 14th Amendment, particularly the Equal Protection Clause. And I thank the lawyers who went to court and fought for equal protection of the laws, lawyers like Thurgood Marshall, Robert Carter, Constant Baker Motley, Jack Greenberg, and there were many other lawyers. They often found themselves in perilous and dangerous places in order to fight for justice and equality for all, but particularly folks who look like me. Martin Luther King Jr. gave a well-known sermon just a few months before he was assassinated. It's called The Drum Major Instinct. He said he wanted to be remembered as a drum major for justice, peace, and righteousness. Our best lawyers are drum majors for justice. They safeguard democracy. They hold the government accountable, federal, state, and local, when the government violates the law. They will challenge executive orders that are unconstitutional. They will fight and represent immigrants who are arrested and detained for their speech, for peaceful protests, for writing op-eds. Lawyers will fight if there's any attempt to suspend habeas corpus in this country. That's what lawyers do. As Justice Stevens wrote in 1985 in his dissent in Walters v. National Association of Radiation Survivors, regardless of the nature of the dispute between the sovereign and the citizen, whether it be a criminal trial, a proceeding to terminate parental rights, a claim for Social Security benefits, a dispute over welfare benefits, or a pension claim asserted by the widow of a soldier who was killed on the battlefield, the citizen's right to consult an independent lawyer and to retain that lawyer to speak on his or her behalf is an aspect of liberty that is priceless. In a footnote, he wrote, that function was well understood by Jack Cade and his followers, characters who are often forgotten and whose most famous line is often misunderstood. Dick's statement, "The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers," was spoken by a rebel, not a friend of liberty. See William Shakespeare, King Henry VI. As a careful reading of that text will reveal, Shakespeare insightfully realized that disposing of lawyers is a step in the direction of a totalitarian form of government. All of you receiving your Juris Doctor today are about to begin your legal careers and be a part of that priceless function. At your bar admission ceremonies, you're going to swear or affirm and take an oath of office, and you're going to say that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the state that you're going to be practicing in, and you will faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney and counselor at law to the best of your abilities. That is a precious oath, and when you take it that day, that will be one of the proudest moments of your legal career. I saw on the school's LinkedIn, there was no LinkedIn when I graduated, there were posts congratulating several of the graduates here on your first jobs as lawyers. And since you already were outed on LinkedIn, I'm going to mention some of you, and you could feel free to wave, and if your family wants to, they can shout out. So Ruth Atomate, you're going to be an associate at a civil litigation firm in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. I don't know where that is. Kane, Pugh, et al. Now, the attorneys in your firm, I read this on the website, take pride in the fact that many of them are bar leaders, meaning they are active in the Pennsylvania Bar Association and the Montgomery County Bar Association. A significant part of my professional development as a lawyer I attribute to the membership that I have had in activities in bar associations. So I encourage all of you, including you, Ruth, to also, wherever you're going to practice, take advantage of becoming a bar association member. It's not just for networking, it's for professional development. It's meeting lawyers in other practice areas. It's if you are practicing trust and estates and someone calls you and says, you know, a good criminal defense attorney, the odds are it'll be someone that's on a bar committee that you're with, so take advantage of that. Camille Darius, associate in a national litigation firm in Philadelphia. I know where that is. Freeman, Mathis, and Gary. May Hennessy, also known as Mary, right? Associate in the Delaware firm, that's what the website says. Young, Conaway, and Stargate. Mary Amma Berry, associate in a Radnor, Pennsylvania firm that fights corporate fraud. I spent a lot of my career fighting fraud. Kessler, Topaz, and Meltzer. Diego Seiler Gonzalez will be an associate here in Harrisburg for Ira Weinstock PC, representing Fighting for Workers. And to the four of you and to others who are going to be going to firms, lawyers who are litigators fight. They don't bow down, they don't get intimidated by challenges, they fight. They're zealous advocates. And Ruth, Camille, May, Mariana, Diego, and all the others who are going to law firms, I wish you good fights. Isaac Thomas Prusidum and Nathan White, you're both going to be judicial clerks. Isaac in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and Nathan in Wilmington, Delaware. You and the other graduates who are going to be judicial clerks are going to get firsthand experience, close-up look of the importance of independent judiciary. How important that is, along with lawyers being independent, how important that is to a democracy. Judges are not political actors with an agenda. They look at the facts and evidence, they apply the law, and that is how they make decisions. And you're going to see that. When you disagree with a judge's decision, and believe me, I disagreed with a lot of judges' decisions, it's called an appellate process. That's how you do it. You don't publicly excoriate a judge, you appeal it. Nathan, by the way, was one of the signatories, the 1129 signatories to this brief. Paige Barker, Legal Services of Central New York, Syracuse, New York. The Sixth Amendment right to counsel applies to criminal prosecutions. The Supreme Court in Gideon said that if you're charged with a crime, the state, the government, should appoint you counsel. We know that there's a great need for a civil Gideon. Because if you're losing the custody of your children, if your public benefits are being cut off, if your housing is if you're going to be evicted, it's very important. Our civil legal services attorneys perform priceless work. Representing the poor with these civil matters is a privilege and an honor. And Paige and any other graduate who's going to do civil legal services work, I applaud you. Anna Cook, Assistant District Attorney in the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. I know I'm biased, but prosecutor was my most rewarding job. As a lawyer, I love my clients, love my partners at my firm, but as a lawyer, I felt that every day that I went to work, I was doing the right thing. If you're doing your job, you're doing justice every day as a prosecutor. Anna and the other graduates who are becoming prosecutors, when you get a chance, if you haven't already, read the speech, The Federal Prosecutor, by Robert Jackson. He was a United States Supreme Court justice, but before that, he was the Attorney General of the United States. He gave it 85 years ago. It's a classic account of the role of a prosecutor. And it is relevant to state prosecutors too, and is especially relevant in the times we are today. I'm going to read a quote from it. I'm going to make it gender neutral. It wasn't written that way. If the prosecutor is obliged to choose their cases, it follows that they can choose their defendants. Therein is the most dangerous power of the prosecutor, that they will pick people that they think they should get, rather than pick cases that they think should and need to be prosecuted. Remember that quote for those of you going to become prosecutors. Keep it in your head. I actually did not read that speech until, I'm going to say, a good 5 years into my tenure as an assistant district attorney. I think reading it before you start is very important. I can tell you, for me, being a lawyer has allowed me to contribute to justice and the social good. Did I like every assignment and every task that I was given? No. But being a lawyer has brought me joy, pride, and personal fulfillment. I have never, ever questioned whether I should have become a lawyer. And I hope none of you ever will. I have a feeling none of you will. Congratulations and welcome to the fight. Thank you.
Approach with caution. I have never, in 30 years that I have been a faculty member, ever heard the kind of analytical presentation woven into the personal of the students who were graduating. That was exceptional. Let's give her a hand. Thank you. And I think it comes because of the love and the reverence we have for this institution that is Penn State Dickinson Law. Next, I have the honor of introducing one of our Board of Trustee members. The Pennsylvania State University Board of Trustees has final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other matters pertaining to the university. I am a very loud speaker, so I think I need to step back. Is that, yeah, okay. The Board of Trustees is represented today by Robert J. Tribeck, Trustee Emeritus. Robert J. Tribeck served on the Penn State Board of Trustees from 2015 through 2021, and after completing service as a trustee, was appointed Trustee Emeritus. I'm hearing whispers. Am I okay? Thanks. Trustee Emeritus in September 2021. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Economics from Penn State in 1991 and a Juris Doctor with highest distinction from Ohio Northern University College of Law in 1994. He is currently Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Legal Officer of PAM Health, a central Pennsylvania-based healthcare system. We are extremely pleased that he is with us today. Trustee Tribeck, please join me at the podium.
Thank you, Dean. I have the honor, on behalf of the faculty of Penn State Dickinson Law, to present to you the 2025 graduates for the conferring of the degree of Master of Laws on behalf of the Penn State Board of Trustees. To all of the students graduating today, you are now Penn State alumni, and you have a say in the future direction of this university. All alumni may participate in the nomination and election process for alumni elected members of the board. This is one of the many opportunities you will have throughout your lives and your professional careers to remain active in the Penn State community that we all love. Please stay engaged. Now I turn to my official duty. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in and is approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, I am authorized on behalf of the board to confer on these candidates the degree earned as certified by the faculty and dean. Dean Dodge will announce the name of each recipient of the Master of Laws degree. When your name is called, we will present you with a commemorative gift box, and you will enjoy the right to wear the purple hood denoting your degree.
In 1892, Issa Tanemura of Tokyo, Japan, became the first international student to earn a law degree from the Dickinson School of Law. Since then, the law school has encouraged enrollment of international students who wish to gain a better understanding of the U.S. legal system. In 1968, the school formally adopted a Master of Laws in Comparative Law program for international students. Since that time, students from approximately 50 different countries have earned the LLM degree and have gone on to make significant national and international contributions. Candidates Okay, I'll push it back. Maybe that was a message. I'm too loud. I'll take that. Feedback. Candidates for the degree of the Master of Laws, as your name is called, please come forward. Sally Abadou Brew. Wakar Ahmud. Farah Aldasari. Ama Aduma Anan. Manur Irfan. Enteng Muslima. Alan Nayakana. Mohammed Raziullah Rabani. Ahmed Raza. Gathoni Susan Wanjiku.
Trustee Tribeck will now authorize the conferring of degrees for Juris Doctor.
Thank you, Dean Conway. I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of Penn State Dickinson Law to present to you the graduating class of 2025 for the conferring of the degree of Juris Doctor. You can only put me in front of a microphone so many times before I go off script. I just want to offer two pieces of advice to you graduates. And Attorney Christian was talking about, you know, a law clerk position and what you learn as a law clerk. My first job after law school was as a law clerk for a federal judge, William Caldwell, a proud graduate of the Dickinson School of Law in the 1950s. But he gave me a piece of advice on the very first day I worked there. He said, remember one thing, this is a profession, and you have to treat it like a profession. Whether you're working in the biggest law firm or at the smallest sole practitioner, the person sitting across from you is trusting you with their most important asset and sometimes with their life. So always remember, you are joining an honorable profession, and with that is a burden that you'll carry for the rest of your careers. Second piece of advice came from my graduation from law school, where I was sitting next to a U.S. Senator who was our speaker, and he said, listen, don't blink. I thought that was an odd thing to say. He said, because you're going to blink and 30 years is going to go by. And you're going to be sitting here looking out at seeing kids that you knew from birth graduating. And I thought, 30 years, that's a millennium. Well, guess what? Today's that day, because now here I'm in his shoes. I understand what he meant when he said, don't blink. Don't blink. Don't miss anything. You have a lot in front of you. Go get it. By virtue of the authority vested in and is approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, I am authorized on behalf of the board to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned as certified by the faculty and dean. Before we proceed to the conferral of degrees, I do wish to recognize our graduates who are veterans, actively serving, or will be joining the military after graduation. If able, will those individuals please stand? And additionally, I wish to recognize members of the audience who are veterans or actively serving in the military to please stand if able. Thank you all for your significant contributions to our nation. Now, we turn to the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please rise? Upon recommendation of the faculty and authorization from the University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Juris Doctor with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may be seated. Dean Dodge will announce the name of each recipient of the Juris Doctor degree. When your name is called, we will present you with the commemorative box, and you will enjoy the right to wear the purple hood denoting your degree.
Candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor, as your name is called, please come forward. Maxwell Allenson Dundon. Noel Ansah. Ruth Atomate. Timothy Aziz Khan, also receiving a Master's of Business Administration. Timothy Banks. Paige Barker. Rebecca Barnes. Crystal O'Shawn. Richard Hui. Mariama Bari. William Benoit. Alyssa Boob. We are pleased to have Alyssa's father, Nathan Boob, class of 2001, join Alyssa on stage. Joseph Bucci. We are pleased to have Joseph's mother, Melissa Bucci, class of 1990, join Joseph on stage. Ethan Harrison Bolger. Connor Burns. Jamisha Caldwell. Molly Callahan. We are pleased to have Molly's mother, Kelly Callahan, class of 1993, join Molly on stage. Bethany Allison Carter. Anna Cook. Gianna Danielle Corpora. We are pleased to have Gianna's uncle, Joseph A. Corpora, class of 1987, join Gianna on stage. Stephanie Craig. Camille Darius. Mackenzie Davida. Ben Dewhurst. Vincent Donalfo. Samantha Nicole DiPasquale. Owen Dombert. Alejandra Edwards. Molly Edwards. Donique Fagan. Alexis Nicole Faulkner. Matthew David Filer. Mark Franchak. Elsie Nana Ama Furman. Andre George. Terrell Gilpin. Caitlin Marie Godsey. Luke Gorman. New this month, Dr. Jamelia Danielle Graham. Also receiving a Doctor of Public Health, focused on ascertaining the barriers to social needs screener and medical legal partnership integration in primary care. Casey Grohowski. Lillian Keem Hang. Joshua Hanson, also receiving a Master of Public Administration. May Hennessy. Karen Holmes. Madison Jackson. Hunter Jensen. Alexandra Keen Tellez. Jack Klein. Yeah. Christy Page Klein. Ethan Kincaid. Sarah Kling. Maya Tahira Karashi. Marie Ann La Rosa. Savannah Long. Jonathan Longhurst. Michael Madden. John Harker Mangum. Anna Maria Matovich. Beth McSwain. Jacob Miller. J. Patrick Mole. Benjamin Moyer. Yuen Nguyen. Nicholas James Nizinski. Eric Ofori. Amber Paulino. Chandler Penn. Sophia Phillips. Peyton Pittman. Rachel Proct. Isaac Thomas Prasidum. James Rasmussen. Casey Reed Fisher. Romario Ricketts. Chad Rosander. Alex Roth. Saya Ryherd. Michaela Marie Ryland. Isabella Sanchez. James Scaglione. Llewellyn Searing. V. Sharma. Diego Siler Gonzalez. Angelica Singer, we are pleased to honor Mark Singer, class of 1987, Angelica's late father who passed away in March 2024. Virginia Singleton. Megan E. Smith Beatty. Jake Toth. Andriana Vega. Nathan White. Yi Wu. Noah Yegley. We are pleased to have Noah's fiancée, Katie McNeve, class of 2024, join Noah on stage. Raisa Zaman. Peter Zhang.
There's not much more to say, but there will be more said. What I will say is, it is my honor to present to all of you in this wonderful hall, Penn State Dickinson Law graduating class of 2025. They did a thing. The president of the law school's Alumni Society, which is a part of the Penn State Alumni Association, is Eli Ross. President Ross is a graduate of the class of 2011. He has spent over 20 years working across the public sector, including time as Chief Operating Officer of the DC Public School District, Chief of Staff of the DC Department of Parks and Recreation, an attorney for the U.S. Surface Transportation Board, and nearly a decade of service as a United States Marine. President Ross will now induct all of our degree recipients into the Dickinson Law Alumni Society of the Penn State Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dean Conway. As a member of the class of 2011, coming to Penn State Dickinson School of Law was absolutely transformational for me, and I'm sure it will be for you as well. As a member of the Alumni Society Board of Directors, I want to build an alumni society that will support the school and leave it even better than I found it. My goal is to help lead us into this next period of our history after reunification and build a stronger, better connected law school community. I am very excited to report from the other side, as it is, that you are actually stepping into an even larger community as you become an alumni. Since graduating, relationships with other Dickinson Law and Penn State alumni have been invaluable for my professional growth. But because our alumni community spans a huge geographical space, you have to be intentional about cultivating that community. One way to make those connections is through the Penn State Alumni Association, comprised of more than 174,000 alumni and friends. To help you tap into those relationships as you graduate, the Alumni Association is giving you a one-year membership in the Penn State Alumni Association as a graduating gift. This membership keeps you in touch with Penn State and connects you with more than 300 geographically dispersed alumni chapters, interest groups, and college and campus alumni societies, including, and in my opinion most importantly, our very own Penn State Dickinson School of Law. As you get settled into your new postgraduate life, be sure to reach out to fellow alumni in your area. I can say from personal experience that your Penn State Dickinson Law family will be happy to hear from you and support you as you embark on this next exciting chapter of your legal career. With that, I would like to ask our new graduates to please rise. And would all other Penn State Dickinson School of Law and Penn State alumni here today please rise as well. It gives me great pleasure to induct all graduating students. Let's all give a round of applause. Let's pause. It gives me great pleasure to induct all graduating students into the Penn State Dickinson School of Law Alumni Society of the Penn State Alumni Association. On behalf of the entire Penn State Dickinson School of Law alumni community, congratulations. We are thrilled to have you joining our ranks. Please be seated.
President Ross. So when I say Penn State, you say Dickinson Law. Penn State. Penn State. Penn State. Thank you. Max Maxwell Allison Dundon of the JD class of 2025 has been asked by his classmates to deliver closing remarks. Prior to attending Penn State Dickinson Law for his JD, Maxwell attended Muhlenberg College for his undergraduate studies, where he earned his Bachelor of Science in Political Science and a Bachelor of Arts in Music with a concentration in vocal performance. Following Maxwell's remarks, we will hear the closing cry of the verger pro tem. Right, I didn't know what that meant either. We ask that the audience remain seated after the closing cry of the verger pro tem until the stage party and the last graduate clears the area. We then invite you to join us for and this is in the script, brief, and it's in there twice, informal reception for our graduates and their guests on the forum's side lawn. Now I would like to welcome Maxwell to the stage.
What's up, guys? Mom, can you hear me? Brader, can you hear me? Cool. Good afternoon, and welcome to all faculty, staff, friends, family, esteemed guests, but most importantly, welcome to the Penn State Dickinson Law graduating class of 2025. I'm extremely honored and humbled to have been chosen to speak in front of such an impressive crowd and class, a crowd and class that represents the impactful and talented community that this class has helped cultivate here at Penn State Dickinson Law and our surrounding community. This class of students is a powerful and diverse one, made up of so many backgrounds, experiences, stories, as we've seen through this crowd today, all of which combine to make the class of 2025 as exceptional as it is. As we all have so far today, and as Dean Conway has urged us to, I want to emphasize how important it is for all of us to truly celebrate this accomplishment. And I mean, everyone's told you that for the past couple weeks. I mean, truly celebrate this accomplishment because we need to, and we deserve it, quite frankly. We're officially in the prestigious company of all lawyers who have come before us, and it's because of our own hard work and perseverance that we are where we are today, sitting right in front of me. I know it's cliche, but let's quickly run through our journey over the last 3 years. We came in as nervous and inexperienced 1Ls, thrown into the deep end, myself personally, and shout out 101, into Daryl Lim's, come on, there it is. Myself personally and 101 into Daryl Lim's civil procedure class, 9 a.m. on that first Monday. Wow. At that time, this graduation ceremony felt maybe 50 years away. But as a group, we continued to battle our way through 1L year. And one by one, we finished our first memos, our first oral arguments, our first round of final exams, and found ourselves beginning our first summers as law students. It was in those summers that most of us got our first real taste of working in the legal field. After that, we returned to Penn State Dickinson Law, where the school said, okay, sweet, you finished your first year, now do all the things you did last year, about 10 times more of it, with about 10 times harder concepts. Good luck. We then worked through what is the grind of 2L year. We added to our workloads with extracurricular activities, clubs, internships, all alongside, again, working through our final exams, oral arguments, mock trials, and anything else the professors behind me thought to throw at us for our second time around. We then worked for a second summer, and then we came back home for the home stretch, 3L year. 3L year was the year of tying up the loose ends, so to speak. With a little courage and a lot of caffeine, we finished the work, briefed those last cases, wrote that last paper, completed our last cold calls, and then we blink, and we're all seated here in our pretty sweet regalia. I'd like to tell a story at this point that I feel is fitting at this point in our young professional careers, one that I learned from my football coach at Muhlenberg College. He has a son that, at the time of this story, was only 4 or 5 years old and was taking swimming lessons at a local YMCA. A few months after his son started his lessons, the family was at a big summer barbecue when his son fell into the deep end of the host in-ground pool. While the party guests sprung into efforts to help, everyone was shocked when his son swam to the side of the pool and, without thinking, used a lesson that he had learned in his swimming classes to get himself out. Elbow, elbow, tummy, knee, referencing like this, how you get out of a pool instinctively. And the lesson from this story is, as the saying goes, you don't rise to the occasion. Raise your hand if you've ever heard that statement. You rise to the occasion, big moment. I don't really believe in that, and neither does this story. You don't rise to the occasion when a crucial moment presents itself. You sink back to the level of your training and your preparation that you've done to get you to that moment. When his son fell into the deep end of the pool, he didn't just magically learn to get out of the pool. He fell back on the training and the practicing he had done to learn that elbow, elbow, tummy, knee. And why I tell this story is that when we walked across this stage and we enter the legal field as young new attorneys, we don't just become great lawyers, and we don't automatically create change. That comes with even more hard work and even more perseverance that has gotten us to where we are right now. What will happen is we'll fall back on the level of our training that we've gained here at Penn State Dickinson Law, as well as all of the learning and training that we will continue to do for the rest of our lives. When a big case, important trial, closing argument, or major assignment comes along, we won't all just become great lawyers. But what will happen is that we'll fall back on our training and preparation and experiences we gained here at Penn State Dickinson Law to get the job done. It'll be at those times that we'll remember those moments where Professor Groom confidently told us to say it like a lawyer, or Professor Williams reminded us not to answer her question with a question of our own, or when that cold call from Professor Confogle felt like it was going on to minute 55 and you hadn't said anything intelligent yet and you were kind of freaking out. But that being said, I urge you all to remember that it is now our job to leave here today and to use that training and the networks of people, and it takes a village, everybody in this room, to help us continue to move forward. As we've all heard before, and maybe one too many times, law school doesn't make you a lawyer, it teaches you to think like one. I was once told that nobody drifts their way into excellence. We become excellent through the hard work and perseverance that we put in. As I was writing this speech, I was reminded of every time I got frustrated with an assignment or a task in law school because the professor didn't really give us a set of clear guidelines or a rubric. If you ask any of my closest study partners, talking to you, Nick, that would make me so mad. But as I was writing this speech, I realized that's the whole point. Law school isn't supposed to give students an easy-to-follow, step-by-step set of instructions for everything we do, as much as I would have enjoyed that, because that's not what the legal field is like in practice. The legal field is ever-changing, multifaceted, and at times just outright confusing. And it's our job to sink back to the level of our training and figure it out. We don't just leave here having studied every rule, statute, and case that there is to know. We leave here as students that have been trained in how to think like lawyers. And now it's our job to actually be those lawyers that grow and change with the legal field around us. The world right now, more than ever, needs lawyers. But the world doesn't just need lawyers for the sake of having lawyers. If that were the case, getting a JD or an LLM wouldn't be as difficult as it is. The world needs lawyers equipped with a combination of their own personalities, style, knowledge, skills, but arguably most importantly, with an extreme passion for the legal field and their work within it. It is not enough to know what the old dusty law books and the century-old Supreme Court opinions tell us. We have to take all of that information into our own hands, use our resources, use our training to help our clients and communities one day at a time. Again, I urge all of us to really celebrate the heck out of this accomplishment. And when you think you've properly celebrated it, you haven't. Celebrate some more. Let's go enjoy the time with our family and friends, take some great pictures, eat some good food, and then remember that the ball is in our court now, and the world needs passionate lawyers, and that's where we come in. Thank you for the honor of addressing you today. Now let's go be excellent.
Okay, by command of the Dean and the faculty of Penn State Dickinson Law, I hereby declare this convocation closed.